Here we are. Now you know that my wife shops in the little girls section. Okay, here. Ah, we've got 1 trillion things. 1 trillion things to do tonight. I think I'll start with what's probably gonna be the easiest thing. Probably. So I had the old hydrocal out, as you can see by the drips. And I wanted to fill in this little part for when I cast it. And sadly, so I had it upside down, and when I was pouring it, some dripped out here and got onto his hair. So, we're going to find out how easy does dried hydrocal come off. I did not want to try to smear it off while it was wet, because I figured that would just really smear it into all the gaps. Although it looks like got into those gaps pretty well regardless. Places where I beat it up, it just pops off really easy, but these little nooks and crannies, these are doing alright. Considering it's the back of the sculpture and it's kind of rough hair anyway, don't think it's a big deal. Alright. That wasn't so bad. Next on the agenda. Let's get these sketchy sketches done. Now, can I angle it so you're not getting reflection? I don't know. Oh gosh, this reminds me I need to get non-LED lights for up there because I'm still getting those vertically scrolling lines. Well, horizontal lines that scroll vertically. Huh. What about this? Will this help? That helps. Some of these highlights I added this afternoon are a little out of control. her hair too dark and tried to lighten it up with a white pen, and it just looks weird. She's supposed to be blonde, but because the darks are so dark and the lights are so light, I don't know, it just looks weird. So I figure if I blend them all together, they'll mostly be medium-ish, and then I can go in and add a highlight here or there as desired or needed.
Yesterday slapped me broadside. Would you like me to call? So they tried at a glance by themselves for a while. Would you like me to stay? He said. So they sat by themselves by the shore for a while, wondering if the tide washed away the feelings of love.
I don't want all the highlights to be like a very consistent tone all the way down. It's kind of unnatural.
Don't let the sun burn a smile from your eyes.
Hey, J. Fouge Dusk. Watching my 101 series? Awesome. Advice on making the first steps of the neck easier. Mostly anatomy. Reference. Look up muscles of the neck, but these tend to be the ones that kind of stand out the most, and you know, to be fair, I tend to over-represent them in my art just because I recognize them the easiest. But yeah, you're gonna get kind of your biggest mass is kind of the bulge right under the throat, where the Adam's apple, or you know, if it's a woman, same general area, just not as sharp. And then these guys that kind of scoop up, they go behind the ear and then pin down to the clavicle. So it's just, those are such nice landmarks that it's very easy to make your line go up and down like that. Yeah, so I mean, you know, you start with a cylinder and then, you know, a thinner cylinder than you're going to need, and then start laying in this kind of V-line, that V-line from the back of the ear down to the collarbone, and then start adding up the shoulders around there and stuff. And then it's just a matter of looking at reference. Depends a lot on the pose that the person is in. It will stress different muscles and veins and stuff. Thanks for checking out the series, by the way, and popping on here and commenting. I appreciate that. couldn't even get the cylinder. I think the issue is maybe my Sculpey firm is more dried out. It tends to crack. Oh, okay, yeah, you just have a material problem then. I would get fresh Sculpey. If there's no way that you can buy fresh Sculpey, take the stuff you have. If you have baby oil, that can work. If you don't have baby oil, you can technically use vegetable oil or olive oil. I don't recommend it, but you can use that. Just a drop or two. And then you could like put it in a plastic bag, take a little hammer and just kind of smash, roll it around, smash. And you can get some kneadability back in there. But in general, it's not worth the $15 of the amount of drama and trauma and time and smashed fingers and aching thumbnails, etc., etc. I don't know. I recommend just buying new stuff. Hi, Letha. How's it going? Using watercolor paint here for my highlights. Going pretty good. Me, I am just kind of stressed out beyond belief. Man, I don't usually perceive how stressed I am, so you know I'm really stressed when I perceive it. I have so much to do to prepare to finish before you get the book out. And the convention and blah blah blah. Wow. And today, Streamlabs OBS has just decided it's just not gonna show. It's not gonna show comments. Why? Oh, there was a little arrow I must have accidentally clicked. Thanks, oh my god, it's Moose, for believing in me. Dusk says, guess the safest place would be to just order it from the site then. One last thing, I was thinking about getting Philippe Ferrand's DVD with male head bust. Think it's worth it for the bust? I wanted to use it as reference and haven't really found anything cheaper. Let's see, how much is it? $100. So it's a DVD and a bust. That's 83 minutes. That's a good deal. That is a good deal. If you're serious about learning to sculpt, it's a great way to start. Or, you know, even a intermediate for that matter. So when people cry, their noses and cheeks tend to redden, which means in black and white they darken. He does Philippe's tutorials. You got to bear in mind he uses a I think an air dry clay, so some techniques are going to be different than working in Sculpey, but certainly the core concepts, if not the exact execution, are going to be directly translatable. Definitely a beginner. I want to make 2.5D claymation game. That's how I found your tutorials. Oh, that's awesome. That is also something I'd like to make someday. Do you have a theme in mind? Do you use a hand sock to prevent smudges? No, I just try to work from... I try to draw from the top of the page down. And when I'm doing the highlights, they go quick enough that it's not a big deal. Usually. Oh, that reminds me, I had a little too much highlight in Bill Mark's eyebrows. Hey Foxy Broxy Small, following me over from Peach someone's stream. I think I recognized your name from there. I was hanging out there earlier today. It was a good time. I wish I could hang out on Twitch more often. What books am I releasing? I've got this fantasy adventure series that I've been working on for decades now, and finally we're self-publishing the first one. And by we, I mean my mom and I. She's my co-author. I teamed up with her because she's an actual real author who has published books before and knows how to write. I dabble enough to where I'm not terrible, and then when we put our stuff together, she's able to smooth over it. But yeah, this is our protagonist when he's a child. He gets older and considerably more badass. This is him as an adult. That's gonna be what's on the book cover. That's why I'm busting butt to finish that up so I can paint it and photograph it for the cover, because it's supposed to come out April 1st and I don't have much time left. Still have to get my maps done. That's the biggest kind of hurdle besides the cover. Cover's most important though, obviously. That's a lot of people make their judgment by the cover. Which I think that's a saying, right? You're supposed to always judge a book by its cover. Dusk is saying from New Orleans, going to do a Voodoo Mardi Gras cross. Oh, cool. Who's the character at the top of the page? This is Risley, the little girl who is traumatized by the Sidge eating her parents. And spoiler alert, but she grows up to have a book of her own later. In fact, I think it's going to be the next book we publish after this trilogy. That's her little hand in Beaumark's hand. That's his real pet the puppy moment where he's helping this traumatized girl. Yes, Letha, it is an amazing book and keeps getting better. Peach Hip. Thank you, Foxy Broxy. Smile. That is correct. I looked into the cam link thing, but unfortunately my DSLR wouldn't work with it. Oh, yeah, it does have a list of compatibility. Hey, good job looking into it before just buying it, like I almost did. But yeah, you can see this is the rig I was talking about. I can just move it wherever I want, let go, and it stays there. And I just press the focus button, and boom, focuses exactly where I want. So nice. It took me a long time and a lot of money to get this rig figured out, but I'm so glad I did. It makes streaming such a joy. Once I get the software figured out and actually have it doing what I want, like when I want to run contests and other cool stuff. I've not been able to figure out how to do that stuff yet, but then I will really have a great time. I hope. Love that bust. Oh, thank you. Got yourself a nice tiny brush there for those highlights. Yeah, well, it is tiny, but it's not nice. It duck bills really badly. I have yet to find brush, of course, granted, I keep it in this box where it shifts around and gets squashed against the side, so I really have no one to blame for that but myself. So yeah, I don't get the lines exactly where I want them all the time, sadly. Darn you, little flicker light. When am I going to remember to order a different light? A non-flickery light. Actually, now that I think of it, I do have this one that I could just tie to this pole. It doesn't need a clamp, does it? No, it doesn't. Okay. I'm gonna do a technical thing real quick. Am I using wash for the highlights? I'm using this Artist Watercolor, which it's opaque white, so I don't know how it's different than gouache. Looks like it dries darker. It might just be because of the way the light's reflecting off of it. I don't know. Letha says, this morning when I was on my way to the barn, I saw a friend riding their horse up ahead, and then the horse spooked through her and ran through the barbed wire fence. Oh my God! Thankfully, they are both okay, and I was conveniently right there to help. Ooh. So she was thrown before the horse? You didn't specify gender. They were thrown before the horse went through the fence, I hope? Didn't get caught on the wire. That's good. Alright, let's see. Let's see if I can do this without killing myself. I just went through all the trouble of hooking this thing up here, only to take it down like 2 days later. And I'm gonna need a screwdriver. Pro tip, always stand on a rotating chair when you're trying to change lights in the ceiling. It adds spice to your life, and sometimes a broken collarbone. You hang for a sec. Okay, get rid of this piece of garbage. Alright, fine. Fine, you stay there on the floor. It's all good. Alright, so I want this to be able to go over, under, around and through. Excellent. So around here will be the trick. Let's see if these little clamps will be enough to hold it. Though, come to think of it, I believe I have a better holdy McDeely. Okay, so the downside is without a clip, it wants to do this, which is not cool. Let's see, is there a way to secure this? Ooh, maybe if I use this there. Yeah, I live to make my viewers nervous. Like a stuntman. Will that help? That will not help. I'll bet. That's gonna make it really ugly. That duct tape might do the trick. Sorry for blinding you, Aletha. Okay. Hey, there we go. Yeah, I figure most people are here not to see any art. They're here for my sparkling personality. So, yeah, it's fine if I blind you all. Okay, that light is bad. That light is good. Whew. Found out that Amazon pays 60 days after you make the royalties yesterday. I almost had a heart attack, and I checked my account because I was thinking, hey, I made a lot more than that in December. But turns out I don't get December royalties until end of February. Yeah, all these online places, they like to consolidate payments to make as few as possible. That is definitely something I've noticed. YouTube is that way, Patreon is that way. I guess Patreon's not bad, they do every month, but still more consistent in paying than my day job. It's always a miracle when I get money from that. Oh my god. Not cool. Did the government shutdown affect your pay? Shutdown didn't mess with your pay. Huh, that's surprising. Did you at least take advantage of the shutdown to go and like chop down trees in national parks? Apparently that was happening all over the place. I did not understand that. Cut down a bunch of ancient Joshua trees so they can make more off-roading trails in Joshua Tree National Park. Which is on my short list of places I definitely want to revisit after the trip we had last spring. Love to spend more time there. Walk up to the tree and say, "Hey Josh," and the tree will say, "Oh, hi Josh." Yeah, all us Joshes are connected that way. I didn't really care about the Joshua trees at that park though. It was about those rocks, man. Oh, those rocks are so cool. It's like they were custom made for climbing and jumping and running on. You just had the perfect grit to grab your shoes, and they're just like heaped up in piles. like what needs to be done on bone mark. It looks like my gel pen did a pretty good job. I'm always trying to figure out this technique of getting the look that I want, which is like he's got iridescent cells just underneath the outside of his skin, so he's got a bit like a coppery sheen with little platelets of reflection, and it's like, is that what that reads as? I don't know. It kind of reads like freckles a little bit, but light freckles, which is weird. So hopefully it's not too confusing to readers and viewers. But yeah, I don't think there's much to add to this one. I think I did a pretty good job of getting the tones on the face, better than I did on so in this one it's a little more uneven. Like the brush strokes I feel like came through too rough. I did not get his eyes good. Grr. But oh well. Anyway, I think we might be set on the illustration front. Which is good because we have 8 million other things to do tonight still. Were you guys worried that I was going to run out of things to do? Don't worry. Don't worry. Yeah, Letha, climbing on those rocks was super awesome. Like, because a lot of them are this probably like 3 or 4 stories high, but because they're all such different sizes and shapes, you can like jump from one to the other to get up to the top of them. Super fun. How long do I stream for? It totally depends on what I'm doing, how much energy I've got left after the end of a long day, like today. Yeah, I've been pretty much killing myself to get this stuff done. Like the last stream was over 5 hours, but usually I'd say the average is probably 2-ish. We'll see how far I get tonight. Let's see. So for the next thing, I think I'll do this real quick. That's my trademark. I do things real quick in quotes. And oh, there it is. Okay, 3D print stuff. So my friend at work has a giant 3D printer, and he's doing me a huge favor. I'm printing out this Demon Hunter album cover art that I sculpted. And this is not all of the pieces, but this is what he's done so far. Apparently it takes like 18 hours to do like this chunk. And so it definitely has a lot of 3D print artifacts on it that I'm going to see if I can come up with a good way to overcome. First, so this has all this weird texture on it. That's the supports that need to be removed. Lurking while you play games, cool. What are you playing? I've never actually removed supports from 3D prints before, so I'm not entirely confident that what I'm doing is correct. Some little pliers. Good. Can't wait till 3D printers just like print the thing and not all of this garbage you have to clean up. Part's kind of scary because there's a lot of delicate bits. I don't want to accidentally break off the actual sculpture. Although I suppose it's not that big a deal. I mean, I sculpted it in ZBrush. I could sculpt it in real life if I break anything. This is a 3D print of the sculpture that I did for the Demon Hunter album covers. My friend printed it on his 3D printer, and this is kind of the raw piece as it comes out. And so I'm just going to do what I hope to be a quick experiment, because this is obviously not getting me closer to having my book done. But I think it should be relatively quick to just do a coat of something over it and see how well that works. Oh, that reminds me. Let me add this to the list. Smooth On makes a 3D print coating resin. So I should add that I'm going to the Smooth On store tomorrow. 3D print coat. Man, it's so scary. I keep thinking I'm breaking off something important. But I guess it wouldn't just pop off easily if it was well attached. So there's this little dimple here that's designed to fit, let's see, that bump there. So when this is pulled off, it should fit together. So that's the way I built it in ZBrush. We'll see. Nice, okay. Alright. Do they fit together? some reason these things are hard to hold. I don't know why. I just want to bounce out of my hands. Nice. Nice and nice. Where's... See? What is the deal with these? Is it their texture? Draw piece. Somewhere in here. End up with that. Seems like that's about a full-size skull. Holy cow. That is epic. Yeah, that's gonna be so cool. Alright, let's do my little test. Now, the nice thing is, since the skull faces us this way, I've got all of this area to experiment on. That it, you know, I still have all the sculpted detail in there, but I'll be able to see if it works at getting rid of the 3D print artifacts. Okay, so this is epoxy. No, this is freeform air, which is basically epoxy dough. Dough! So first thing I thought I'd try is just simply rubbing it across the surface and hoping that that doesn't wipe out all the detail. think I'm gonna fill in a bunch of this because for molding purposes, it's just gonna make it more difficult with all those undercuts. You can't really see them anyway, so. So this is the problem with just rubbing it over, is that you're going to get it exposed on the ridges and the low parts are just kind of filled in. So I don't know. Let's see what happens if I use just like a rubbery tool. I think a brush is probably the better way to go there. Yeah. Let's try a brush. Trying to decide if it's worth having this thing. I mean, it looks cool when you look down at it to see through to other roots down there. But then when I make the mold, I'm going to have it split there. Let's see, so yeah, I don't think that's worth it. Alright, that's good for the kind of crazy detailed stuff. Now I want to see how it just works going across a flat plane. Seems like a good candidate. Let's see. I wish I had... Oh, you know what? I have this. I can just use this. First, let me do this real quick. Thinking these letters, I'm going to need to I'm going to saw them off, save them. I'm going to need to make sure that I keep them very well organized where they came from originally, and then just like surface over where they were and replace them, because doing a flat surface around them, that's just asking for a lot of pain. That I'm not super interested in experiencing. this glove as a texture stamp. A little bit of rocky grunge texture there. And then when I sand it down, I think that'll be a nice effect. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break. I need to grab the pieces of the mother mold I'm gonna be working on. I need to do some repair work on those, so BRB. Alright, that was more challenging than I thought it would be to remove those from the oven. Got some mother mold here that, through a combination of bad design decisions and bad material resource allocation, I managed to mess it all up. So I'm going to see if I can repair it tonight. Good Lord, this drink really wants to fall over. Sorry, drink. Tonight is not your night. Okay, are you guys ready to go on an adventure? One of the things I would love is for this mold to fit into my pressure pot. So I have to dig through all of that to get to my pressure pot. So this is going to be exciting. Watch me break my neck and or break a bunch of art. Oh, this isn't going to be that bad. Famous last words. Man, this thing's smaller than I remembered. This is probably not going to happen. Let's see if even just the sculpt itself will fit, let alone a mother mold. Nope. Okay. Well, in a way that makes this easier. Not as ideal for casting, but easier. Okay. So these pieces basically fit together to make a nice little casket for the piece. It's going to sit in like so, and all this clay gets replaced with rubber. But my problem is all these bits and bobs broke off, and glue, I don't know that there's a glue that would fix well. Although I wonder if maybe just a temporary... Ooh, can I drill through this? Let me see if I can drill through this. Because if I could at least put bolts in to hold it together and then kind of paste over the seams. since this is the least broken one, I'll give this one a try first. So if I used some quick drying epoxy, I feel like I had some okay, so that's 5 minutes. Also 5 minutes. Let's see if they say anything different about what they can be used for. Not recommended for non-stick coatings, nylon, flexible materials, prolonged immersion in water. Huh. Usually they have a list of like things that'll be good for gluing. I mean, here's a picture of some stone, so... Well, this one wins because it has a picture of stone on it. No guarantee that means it'll be better, but... How often are the winners usually the better ones anyway? Let's just continue to contribute to the system of injustice. Oh, I have to check if I already have some. Oh, here we go. 90 seconds. What's the claim on this one? Metal, glass, ceramic. Excellent. Okay. Make sure I'm prepped to have this working ASAP. I guess maybe I want to drill all the way through. And I hate these ones where they don't dispense the two sides equally. That is annoying. Stop it! Stop squeezing more out of that one. Ruining it. Ruining it. Oh, let's see. We shall see. 90 seconds. Ready? Start the countdown. I feel like it's been 90 seconds. I guess while I'm holding this, I should read out thanks. It's time for Thanksgiving, everyone. Alright, new subscribers and followers. On YouTube, James Schneider, Toby Wyborn, Twitch, we've got Redder63, Mysterio4, Ixie92X. Back on YouTube, we've got Faustina Jr., Emil Damgard, Alan Koshi, or Kashi maybe. On Twitch, we've got Isoldo. On YouTube, Jack Coffee. On Twitch, The Big White Shogun. On YouTube, Kurna Sean, Ozan Batmaz, not quite Batman, but Batmaz, Charles Maddow Hancock, Felicity, Felicity, like the one who went to college to chase her true love, that'll date me. YouTube, Miguel Oliveira. Miguel Oliveira. I'm going to go with that. Alan Garcia, Flip Samar, Rami Ayamish, On Twitch, we've got Kianite 1009. YouTube, we've got Spine Metal. On Twitch, we've got Foxy Roxy Smile. On YouTube, Hal Homer. Opal Kitten Jules. On Twitch, we've got JF Ouch Dusk. I'm gonna go with that. YouTube, Adriana Rodriguez, 10K FPV, and David Gallego. Thanks everyone for the subs and the follows. Okay, are we done? Okay. It's probably not fully set up, but at least it's self-sustaining now. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, now I'm gonna say it's probably best to get these pieces stuck back together. I don't want to try to get all three of these pieces together at once. That is a recipe for sadness. If there's one thing I've learned in my art life, it's that trying to fit three things together at once is a recipe for sadness. Even though it's so tempting because I just want to be done with it. So tempting. Wait, no. I shall resist. Okay. How do I get nail through here? Almost drilled my hand off. That would have made for an exciting conclusion to the live stream. Okay, now I'm gonna try mixing this on a big flat surface instead of in a little cup. Because I feel like I can make sure the proportions are correct. Better that way. Move that over there. Mix this. Been watching The Punisher. It's good. First season or second season? I was actually just having a fairly long discussion on Twitter with someone about season 2 today. I felt like it had a lot of interesting ideas and characters, and this will be spoiler free. Just none of it gelled for me. Like, it didn't lead anywhere interesting. It didn't have anything interesting to say. It was good characters, good performances, some good gritty action. But yeah, I was just like, is this over yet? I don't care. I don't care anymore. I like the first season. Not a fan of this one. Glad you're liking it though. I don't know if that's one that they're keeping or if that's another one that they canceled. It seems like they're canceling all the Marvel superhero shows on Netflix now for some reason. Yeah, definitely intense. That is for sure. They got that down. Okay, let's see if my impatience is going to get the better of me, or if I will actually be able to get this piece connected now. Had to cheat and skip a couple parts because it was a little too intense. Oh. No, I have not seen Sense8. I've heard mixed reviews on that one. I believe it's canceled, right? Didn't they make it like 2 seasons? Canceled it, but did a wrap-up episode. That is always always nice when they're able to do that. Do not think there's a good place to drill up here. Is there? It'll just break if I try to go through there. Let's see. Alright. This. I think either way it's just gonna end up with a big hole. All I need it to do is hold together well enough to stay in place while I put the Plati-Paste, which is the real fix to it. So I think we're gonna be okay. was Sense8 about? Was that the show? Let's see. I feel like people had some kind of psychic powers or something. Psychic powers that connect them in pairs. Liked how they filmed it, like cinematography. Together now. Give it another minute. Not good at putting that kind of stuff in words, but the way they did the scenes was really neat and made situations really intense. Okay. You can see this this piece broke off before I did the finishing smoothing on the rest of the piece. I wasn't sure if I was going to need this part or not, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to need it. So this repair is necessary. And the music. It's always cool when a show or movie has awesome music that just elevates it to another level. Like most of Christopher Nolan's movies are like that. Did you ever see Interstellar? That one, man, the music is just like a wall of feels. Makes it super intense. Yeah, Blade Runner has a similar soundtrack, the new Blade Runner 2049. I recommend it. Inception is another one he did that the soundtrack was. I mean, that's the soundtrack that started the whole blom. That's in every movie trailer now. Maybe it's starting, they're finally starting to phase that out, but man, for a good decade, every trailer had to have blom in it. That's good to sit on its own. Let's get some Plati-Paste on here. Still got to finish editing the final edits on the epoxy clay 101 video that's coming out day after tomorrow. Okay, this stuff is Plati-Paste 2 or II, not sure which. Mix it with this. Let's see. 10-minute pot life. Volume is mix ratio 1 of A to 2 of B by volume, or 62 of A to 100 of B by weight. Let's go volume, shall we? Okay, so twice as much of this as this. Or easier for my brain to consider half as much of this as for this. There's something about that boom that has a neat effect. Yep. It's very visceral, you know? But like all great things, it can be overused and then becomes annoying. Mixing cup. I want something kind of big. Okay, let's see. Half of this is going to be, okay, 26 ounces. Okay, so half of 26 would be, let's just say 24. We'll fill it up to 24 with this. Half of that would be 12. So if I pour 12 of this. Oh, this hasn't been opened yet. I think I have one that's been. Yeah, if you liked Inception, you should definitely check out Interstellar. A lot of similar vibes to it. Very different movies, but... Huh, that one. Ha! Here's what I'm looking for. Okay, yeah, can't open that. That makes more sense. OZ of that. Oh wait, then this is going to be too small. One of these. Has a bit of a pungent smell to it. Although apparently Plati-Paste 1 smells even worse, because that's one of the bullets on the box. It's like, the reason you want Plati-Paste 2, it's stronger, You can paint it, and it's low odor. One of the lyrics on that song is just breaking the mold, which is literally what I'm trying to fix right now, is a broken mold. Irony or poetic irony? Can either be irony or poetic irony, you decide. Or just a random coincidence. No, it can't be coincidence, that's impossible. Both irony and poetic irony. Oh man, double irony. Different flavors of it. About 24 ounces yet. Squash it all down. A little bit more. Okay. Looks like dough that could be made into cinnamon rolls. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? That would be delicious and amazing. I've only been off carbs for 2 days and I'm already craving like a addict. Something about being under intense amount of stress for the past several months has made it really hard for me to stay on a healthy diet. Oh, it's fine. You can mention I mean, look at this. This is practically maple syrup I'm pouring in this cinnamon batter. Maybe I'll just take a little taste. Can't hurt to taste just a half a cup or so, right? Oh, right, yeah, you have diabetes in your family, don't you? I mean, I guess I do just as much. Yeah, it would be best to avoid that, I imagine. Whew, this is a good forearm workout. I haven't tried the keto pancakes yet. I should probably break that out this weekend. I've got sugar-free syrup, and the butter is low carb naturally, so. still super dense calories, unfortunately. I can still make myself fat with it, but not as easily. I think I made way more than I should have. Trying to make sure I don't cover an area that needs to slide into the other one. I'm pretty sure this does not. Yeah, it's the inside that goes in. Now this looks like delicious sticky applesauce. I don't think I've had applesauce in like 20 years. I wonder why. Applesauce is delicious. Oh, right. Fruit actually isn't that good for you. And with these frosting skills, I should be on the Great British Bake Off. Now, was I smart enough to put a label on the thing that actually works? Smooths Plati-Paste. I did it, look at that! I noted on the thing that this smooths Plati-Paste. I'm so proud of myself. Now, since I was able to coat the entire surface of these, I feel less like it was wasted because it's at least providing extra strength and durability to the mold. What's this stuff for? Strengthen the mother mold? That's what it's called, right? Yes. Well, I mean, specifically, I needed it to fix the mother mold because the mother mold broke. Because I designed it poorly and I ran out of material, so I ended up with some thinner bits than I would have liked. So after gluing the pieces together, that glue was not going to hold it because you need to like clamp these things together really tight when you pour the rubber in. So this extra layer of mother molding is going to do a great job at just like making absolutely sure it's not going to crack. Oh no. Alright, Aletha. Yeah, have a good night. Alright, I think mission complete for tonight. Only took 2.5 hours. Could have taken 3.5 hours, you know, so I'm not going to complain. Thanks for joining me, everyone. I will see you on, Sunday. Yes, Sunday. And at that point, hopefully, I may have a mold done for her and maybe started for Beaumark. That'd be amazing. Amaze balls. Alright. I have Instagram. You guys, you should follow me on Instagram. Breath of Life Dev. Look it up. It's cool. It's got all my alerts when I come on here, and sometimes I post pictures too. What do you know? Alright. Bye, everyone.